My point was that they can have people who subscribe to, whatever they're doing, but don't necessarily agree with whatever the leaders are saying. You know what I mean? Like, there's people who don't think that Black Lives Matter is even an organization. You know what I'm saying? They're just behind, like, just the idea. Like,
you mean
Antifa? As like a slogan.
You mean Antifa?
No, I mean as BLM.
People think that BLM is not an organization?
The uninitiated people, you know what I'm saying? Just
who literally do
schmo.
Zero fucking research?
Right.
Who literally have never read a fucking single fucking news article?
Right. Not aware that it's an organization, but just behind the idea.
Right. Because corporations and shit are always putting up shit like that, like Disney,
they
and
might
Nike,
see it in the news, and
NFL and NBA and shit are like, hey, if we stand in solidarity with BLM, they're like, oh, what's that? Like fucking.
Maybe, yeah. Whatever the.
I can see that, I guess.
Whatever the conduit is, but.
Word. Well, when you have like a semantically overloaded fucking name like Black Lives Matter, you're like, well, duh. Like, I feel like it's easy for people who don't know anything, to politically uninitiated, to be like,
right. So people could get behind that, and they could get behind something that's anti-fascist.
The Patriot Act. Yeah, exactly.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
So
totally.
that's what I'm saying is just the average Joe Schmo could, not know maybe what they're supporting, or maybe they don't support it, and they're, there's all kinds of subtleties in between.
But those general people don't go out and fucking wear the uniform and hold up a sign and a fucking shield and a fucking rock.
Hopefully you would do any more research, even if you thought that.
Well, I'm not talking about them. I'm just talking about the people that fucking show up to fucking boots on the ground, because those are the only people that matter. I don't care about people on Twitter posting their shit and posting their little black square like, I stand in solidarity. It's like, do you? You know what I mean? Like, I'm not worried about those motherfuckers. I'm worried about the people that are fucking literally like causing problems, like, damn it, physical fucking harm to people, as well as like trying to enact like political and cultural change based on this weird fucking ideology. Not based on any ideology that I can totally get behind, because I think people should try to change the social field and frontier or whatever to whatever they want to do. I just have a problem when people start picking up fucking rocks and guns and fucking Molotov cocktails and fucking whatever the fuck, you know what I mean? And I'm getting off on a tangent right now, but like, I feel like a lot of these motherfuckers are just so unaware of, I feel like they can't even articulate what they want.
Okay.
I feel like most of them are just like pissed, and they have like a reason to be, but they think that them being pissed off gives them carte blanche to fucking do whatever. You know what I mean? That's how I fucking feel about it, dude. Personally, that's just, you know what I mean? Like, don't get me wrong. I feel like some of the people that are at the top absolutely can articulate what the fuck they want. But a lot of these like upper class,
that's why they're at the top,
white woke fucking like foot soldier butt fucks who fucking are down there thinking that they like are doing burning down fucking black owned businesses and black communities fucking, by the way, or whatever, and saying like, no, we're doing it for you, dude.
Right.
And what's serious, all this woke shit that I'm talking about is only pushed by semi-elitist, middle to upper middle class, usually white, college educated. It's not their fucking family that serves in the military. It's not their fucking family that are going to the public fucking schools or whatever. And it's not their fucking families that are leaving paycheck to paycheck. It's not their fucking families that don't own fucking property or don't own fucking businesses or whatever. So it's hilarious to me.
Living in projects.
Yeah, no kidding, dude. So it's hilarious to me that like, this type of ideology is being espoused by people who have actually been fucking riding pretty high on the
who should be having all this white privilege.
Right? Exactly, dude. You've been riding on the fucking high on the capitalist hog for a while, and now you're gonna turn around and shit all over it by like adopting all this weird woke fucking ideology. It's hilarious to me. Again, a fucking good buddy of mine's fucking dad was like complaining about fucking like the lie of capitalism. I'm like, that's weird. Isn't it you that owns fucking small businesses and have fucking reaped the profits of fucking workers underneath you and stuff? Yeah. That's weird. Isn't it you that fucking owns property? That's weird. Isn't it you that fucking isn't sending your kids to fucking public schools or whatever and sending them to a private school or a university or whatever? Right. That's weird. It's not you that fucking is sending their kids off to go fucking get shot and die in these fucking foreign wars that we've been fighting for the last 20 fucking years, with the exception of the last 4. Thank you very much, a certain orange cunt. Like, fucking, say what you want about that motherfucker, dude. Like, no new fucking foreign wars, dude. Thank you, dude. For the love of fucking God, dude.
Republicans love starting the foreign war.
Yeah, well, dude, fucking, and the Democrats love to support him. Fucking, like, they love to keep him going. Like, Republicans start him, but Democrats like, we should probably keep this fucking money train going, dude. This is a fucking gravy train with biscuit wheels, son. We're not going to stop this shit just because someone in Ron Paul are fucking angry that we're fucking doing that. Go fuck yourself, dude. One person in Ron Paul. We got Raytheon fucking contracts, boy.
Oh, that's funny.
So anyway,
Oh,
it's
God,
just fucking funny to me, dude, that like all these people that claim that they fucking have certain groups of people's backs are actually so fucking detached from the realities of that shit. And then they turn around and call those people that they're supposed to fucking like have their backs or whatever who don't agree with them sellouts and Uncle Toms and fucking the most fucked up words I've ever heard, dude. And it just makes me fucking sad, dude. It's not from the right that I'm seeing all this shit, dude. It's from the fucking left, dude. And I don't know when the fucking tables turned, you know what I mean, of the parties and shit, dude. But it's fucking bizarre to me, dude. Like, it's super fucking bizarre. It's I don't know. I feel like people are fucking brainwashed, dude, and they're so fucking angry, dude, that they're willing to like burn down their own home, their whole system, and their fucking neighbors that they claim to fucking like want to fight for in order for this weird ideology that nobody can really like, you know, it's like this nebulous fucking like vision of America. Yeah, exactly.
Intangible.
That nobody can really fucking all define, dude. You know what I mean? Or at least there's no cohesion of definition of what that future looks like within that fucking movement.
Yeah.
And that's why it'll fail.
Boom.
This rant is brought to you by fucking Face-to-Face. Sorry. You don't have to fucking take any of that or...
We could make that a separate thing. That was pretty substantial.
That could be good too, dude.
Could I say one thing?
Please fucking save me, dude. I'm drowning over here. Fucking thrashing, bro.
Drowning in the kiddie pool.
It's only like 18 inches deep, bro. Just stand up.
I feel that...
I'm feeling a little anger from here, a little pushback here, and I want to say,
yes, there are things that need to be fixed.
Absolutely,
but we can't throw out all the progress that we've made because under the system that we have made progress.
Absolutely,
it's not perfect by any means,
not even close. But no one's saying that, and if they are, you should discount them.
But there are great things about capitalism, and there are great things about this representative democracy that we have.
Word. But there's great things about lots of like,
well, for sure,
aspects of different systems of government and stuff.
Yeah.
Sure.
Right.
You know?
People kind of ignore that we already do have a lot of like, even like socialist things. Like we have a lot of like social programs like, in our government already and everything like that.
That's why when people like to bring up Scandinavian countries as like a good thing that we should like aspire to, it's like, well, let's not forget that they're a free market capitalist system with socialist like scaffolding. Yeah, there you go. Like netting around it or whatever. Right. It's like a frame of capitalism with a not a veneer because that kind of has a negative connotation, but yeah, with a skin coating, silky smooth, blemish free,
creamy
skin coating of socialist programs on the top of it or whatever, funding all that shit.
Yeah, for sure.
Or being funded rather by.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, there is a lot of positive shit that we did, and I feel like if we fucking burned the system down or whatever, we lose all that good shit and revert back to like the French Revolution was fucked up, bro. Like they didn't exactly get what they wanted out of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Like in a perfect society, we wouldn't need the police. You know what I mean? For example,
right?
But they do have a definite purpose. Like,
right?
If some fucking crazy
they were created out of a need, not just because. Like,
yeah, but like. It's like even when I was researching the Panthers, they were talking about SWAT teams. Like, okay, their initial thing was like,
and the Panthers were created out of a need,
right? Yeah, for sure.
Exact concept,
for sure. Like there was like that. I forget the name, but there was some crazy thing happening in Texas where like a guy had like taken hostages and like or something like the North Hollywood shootout.
Oh my god,
you know, something like that.
We should do a little mini episode on that, by the way, just because it was super interesting.
Because you can't. It's the same reason why people own guns. Because you can't wait for the National Guard to come in. You can't wait for the police to come in.
Right. You need a force ready to go like
for
that.
For sure. But deploying those same things to like peaceful protest or something like that, fucking Black Panthers not even doing anything, sitting in their headquarters.
Yeah.
Come on. Like
it's not only is it morally unjustified, it's socially short-sighted because again, it's just going to create fervor for the other side, dude.
Right.
If you don't play the game,
play the long game.
If you don't, exactly. What do I always say? Play the long game. Exactly. If you don't play by the rules, people are going to be like, why the fuck should we even play by the like? Why should there be rules? Exactly, dude. And then what's after that? Just all out chaos and war, and then there are no rules, and then literally
Dude,
resort
there's some
to...
people who want a civil war, and they're actively trying to push buttons to make that fucking happen.
Yep, 100%.
It's
It's actually lots of different groups that want it
Yeah,
for different
from different
reasons.
people, different
You
ideologies.
tell me that the freaking any foreign actors don't want us fucking fight with each other right now, and that's just on the outside. There's groups on the inside who want that for different reasons, either because they think they're going to come out of it like victorious, or just because they know they're going to destroy another.
They want to eradicate
faction
some kind of person.
1,000 reasons, dude. Freaking
It's gross, man.
Yeah, it's definitely not good.
Why can't we be friends?
Because you're different than I am.
You look funny.
Right.
And you eat weird food.
And it smells funny. Except for that pizza thing that you made the other day. That was really good. That was delicious. Yeah.
So you feel like there's two roads that we can take?
Yeah, there's a great change that's coming in this country. And it's cultural, it's political, it's everything, dude. And it's been a long time coming because we've been kind of riding high on the hog for a long time, where nobody had to really pay attention to all the shitty things that were happening. You know what I mean?
Right.
And the accumulating dust and dirt that we haven't been cleaning out. You know what I mean? That's been building up under the fucking rug.
Yeah,
or
we've
whatever.
been stuffing things in the closet.
Yes, exactly.
And we're going to open the door and it's not going to work.
It just doesn't happen anymore, dude. The rug is now like a mountain. You know what I mean? That's getting ridiculous. And the closet door is bulging open with all the skeletons in it. And I feel like there's only two real paths that we're going to come out of or whatever. Like I said before, there's actually probably plenty of paths, but like in the macro, what you were saying, I really liked what you were saying about that, is there's only really two paths. There's one that we're going to go down that involves, it's basically like social authoritarianism, dude. Like, believe this thing, otherwise you're an outsider and you're bad. It's kind of this weird, like, moral authoritarianism versus this weird, well, not really weird, but this kind of like cultural libertarianism of self-reliance and self-determination and stuff like that. And I'm overgeneralizing and over-broadening the two. And frankly, if we go down the path that I'd like to go down of self-determination and libertarianism and kind of the right to free associate and that kind of a thing, and not have to be, you know, subjected to this weird woke cult stuff that I've been complaining about forever and talking you off about, there is a danger of going down this libertarian path of becoming overly patriotic is the wrong word, but like the pendulum, if we're not careful, the pendulum's going to swing too far, as we're always talking about, right?
Of course.
So in fighting this weird leftism, like far extremist identitarianism, people are going to swing to the authoritarianism, dude. They're going to become the very thing that the left is saying they are now and are afraid of now and are fighting against now. And it's going to be a weird self-fulfilling prophecy. And I hope we don't fucking go that way, because there's always the energy's always going somewhere, dude. And if we can keep it on the path or whatever, kind of in the middle, everybody will kind of be okay. And it kind of leaves room for everybody, right?
Right.
And if we go too far to one side or the other, dude, we're all fucked. And I just kind of feel like this 2020 thing is really what's kind of coming into fruition. And did you know that, like, evidently, like, when you like adjust for like the time that kind of gets dropped on the calendar or whatever, the Mayan calendar actually ends in 2020. I don't know how true that is, but I heard about it and I was just like, well, it's not anything about the world ending, but it's just like a great cataclysmic change. And I kind of just feel like that's what's coming down the pike, and it's kind of it's that boulder analogy I was talking about earlier, where we're going to have to go through some growing pains in order to kind of come out the other end going like, okay, like, let's kind of rearrange our priorities a little bit better and kind of maybe pay some attention to some of the parts of the country that weren't, you know, getting enough attention, dude.
I hope that's not a war.
Yeah. And again,
I could see it.
And when I say that there's no stopping it and we have to just kind of go through this, I don't mean that it's going to be like that. It's already that it's impossible to like remedy. You know what I mean? I know we have to go through this, and it's going to be up to us how long it's going to last and how brutal it's going to be. That's kind of what I mean.
For sure.
But regardless, it has to be done, like ripping off the Band-Aid kind of a thing before we can clean the wound kind of a thing. You can't just slap more fucking Band-Aids on. It's already rotted, dude.
Right.
You know?
Yeah. It's turning gangrenous.
Yeah, totally. Slapping a brand new Band-Aid on it. Yeah, way past Band-Aids. There's like 8 layers of Band-Aids on it. We're going to have to amputate soon if we don't fucking, you know.
Yeah. Well, I think the thing that gives me kind of a hope is that even if we are fundamentally opposed, at least there's dialogue going on.
Yes. And that's so key, dude. And that's actually what will pull us out of this, bro, is opening up a channel of dialogue. Because like you were saying, once we stop talking, what do? You start fighting.
Right.
So I think that's crucial and that's key. And that's another reason why I'm such a big advocate against censorship. by all these freaking social media companies are doing all this censorship, I think is super a bad idea, dude. You guys are helping the problem of driving extremists underground. Into their dumb little groups where they go, I'm mad. Yeah, me too. Mom, keep it down. Because they're all in their basements or whatever, right? That's what starts the healing first, dude, is dialogue. That's what's going to start the coalition of working together and trying to get through the other side of this big, god-awful, shitty mess.
Yeah.
Do you enjoy the show and want to help it grow? Don't hesitate. Like, share, and donate.
I know it might sound kind of cheesy, but dude, that's what the Rainbow Coalition is so fucking inspiring to me, because there was like this moment where the Black Panther had to go into like the meeting with this what was a white gang and be like, hey, like, which was scary enough.
Right.
But he had to go in there, and luckily there was a camera there, so they have him talking to all these people, and just the idea of like, that's like, crossing the fucking railroad tracks. Dude, don't go over there.
That's like Daryl Davis going to talk to the freaking KKK guys.
I know you hate me,
right?
But we need to work together here,
right, dude? You don't understand. There's a bigger enemy.
Yeah.
Yes, dude. And that's what I kind of, just kind of a side tangent. I kind of wish that, like, in a way, the Native American groups that were here when the white man came over would kind of, I wish that they had a better chance of doing it, forming maybe a coalition to be like, okay, you can come over here, but we're going to let you know what's up, dude. You know what I mean? You can't just fucking run roughshod over us.
Yeah, well, my slightly uneducated version, I think the thing that worked against them is they were still in their own individual tribes, and they weren't.
Well, there was coalitions and shit. Like the Sioux Nation was like up of like 150 tribes or some crazy number or whatever. But that was way later after the damage was already done.
Right.
You know what I mean?
And they were completely outgunned.
Yeah, that too. I mean, technologically, they were kind of a step or two behind for sure. Yeah. Not to mention disease.
Yeah,
that's just a myriad of shit.
Yeah. Anyway, I don't know really.
I don't know. You can just put that in there wherever, dude. But yeah.
I think it was good before I started talking.
No, it was all good. I'm glad you asked to get us to sit back down here. I appreciate that.
Okay.